so far?
So Shiny Happy People, if you're not aware, is about the Duggars, kind of about the real viewing on that show and kind of what's been going on in the news. I'm sure most people know about the son who is been convicted for child pornography and whatnot, and kind of how the parents hid. They knew about this since he was the age of 15, and he's been doing it since he was the age of 12, and he was, molesting his sisters, and that kind of was this huge story. The documentary for me was, very hard to watch. I had, there were some parts of it that were really tough to get through and hear, and there's so much trauma that you're seeing that these kids are getting put through, and these concepts and belief systems that that's within this belief, the IBL something.
IBLP,
I can't remember.
I think IBLP.
IBLP, yeah. And the ways that they abuse the children to get them to behave and and they talk about breaking their wills, and they're literally putting into your face child abuse and saying that it's okay for this child abuse because it's a religious belief, and they're getting away with it. Like, they had schools and curriculums that were approved, and went through all the facility, the governmental facilities and such, and until recently were running, with no issues. And then it ends up that the creator of this belief system ends up being a child molester himself. And basically the way it's all set up is it grooms men to be child molesters, and it grooms the women to accept it.
How many episodes was it? Was it just one long movie, or was it like an episodic kind of a thing?
I honestly don't remember because I watched it all in one sitting.
Wow.
I mean, like, they even trained, like, I've seen a lot of the clips, like the Duggar wife. Well, all the women are, if you ever hear her talk, she speaks really, really soft and like a little child. And they're trained, that's part of that, is to speak that way.
Yep. It's actually sickening. There's so much of this documentary that comes to light that, you kind of had inklings about, but the facts are there, and it legitimately is sickening. The psychological trauma that they are putting these children through. And then they're stuck in it because they are conditioned to do nothing. For them to speak up is so terrifying that they would rather go through someone raping them and molesting them than to say something. And they would continue to go through it rather than say anything, even if other people are talking about it's happening.
Well, it's taken years for Jill to actually say her truth as much as she'll say, because they have them when they were still like under their parents' control, making excuses for their brother, like it was a misunderstanding. That's not really what happened. That's
the worst part.
And then, of course, now she's like, well, we were told to say those things. We had to.
Yeah. Well,
the dad, their parents, the girl's parents, literally chose the son and him doing that deed.
I remember that now.
Accepted it.
Oh, okay.
Over his girls getting molested. That's how little he valued the women. That's how little he valued his children, that he allowed another one of his children to torture them.
Yeah. Now, I do remember seeing or hearing about that on the news. I do remember that. And I know we'll have to catch up there. I think this is on
Amazon Prime.
It's on Amazon Prime. You have to watch it.
Well, like a lot of their higher ups have their hands in a lot. Like this, the father was running for office.
Oh yeah.
And he was very close to getting it, but like this scandal stuff kind of.
Yeah.
thank goodness, and for a lot of reasons, it finally came out.
Right.
But
yes.
Yeah.
Do you know that he allowed his son back into the home after?
Even after all this?
Yeah.
All this.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna have to check it out. I know it's probably gonna be it's a tough watch. Every thumbnail that I see on a review about it, it's just like people like in shock. Like,
well,
what did I
There's a lot
watch?
of people on TikTok who are not in it anymore, who grew up that way, that are like, oh, this brought back a lot of things that I've blocked out for a long time. Seeing the old videos of kids, there was a lot of stuff from the church you can see in the show, singing and choir and different things that kids were like, I saw myself in one of those videos. Like, I totally forgot about that. Like, wow.
That dude right there. Is that the dad right there?
That's the dad,
the creepy.
the mom.
Oh God. Oh. All right,
and they got so mainstream, and they got so beloved by this mainstream crowd.
TLC had their show on for years, to paying them money to follow their life, everyday life.
They're pretty much funding their lifestyle, pretty much. Yeah,
the producers and the dad were sitting there trying to figure out ways to deal with the scandal coming out, like out loud with all the kids.
Oh, you mean to try to suppress it?
Yeah, and then there's financial scandal and all kinds of shit that the dad was doing, and basically, he's making these children work, and he's tricking them into signing contracts to continue to do the show.
Yeah,
and that's why they had to do the show after the scandal came out, the sisters, because they wouldn't do the TLC wouldn't do the family, and so they used the sisters, and they didn't even want to do the show. They actually tried not to.
I know that Jill has said that, because they were already adults.
Yeah.
And some of that TLC stuff. She's like, I have never seen a single solitary penny
from that show.
Any of the stuff we did. Not a single cent.
Time to get some lawyers. I hope so. Well, we'll have to check it out. I think it's a series. I think it's a couple of episodes. So I'll double check. I don't know if it's just one long movie or if it's a series. I think it's a series
too.
But I'll go check it out. That is Shiny Happy People. He's on Amazon Prime. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. If you guys know anything else about it, if you guys have seen it, let us know in the live chat. And we'll talk about it when we come up to our We Got Your Meal portion of the show. Let's move on to the main topic of the show. Have a good one. Peace. Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button, like, and comment your thoughts on this topic or any topics that you think that we should talk about in upcoming videos. Also, you can follow us at T3 Medias on Instagram, Twitch, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, and we also have a T3 Media Studios podcast where we post our movie reviews and episodes of The Rundown. Till next time, guys.